So I've been thinking about my last video about depressing foods, and it struck me that I'm not actually a picky eater, even though everyone who's ever known me would categorize me as such. I mean, I would too. I did. I owned the label picky eater all the way into my adulthood. It wasn't until I started dating my current partner that I ever even had Indian food. Not only was I sheltered in that my hometown only had one ethnic restaurant growing up, which my one parent condemned us eating at, my diet and preferences, even afterward, like into adulthood, were very plain. Even when I was old enough to make my own food decisions, I leaned towards getting chicken and fries at any unfamiliar restaurant, then try something new. I always went for comfort food. This may sound pretty typical white chick to you, but it's worse than it sounds. As a kid, aside from the few exceptions, my dinners were a rotating repetition of a meat main, majority chicken nuggets, with fries or rice with corn as the side. Every other day, which of the two sides would switch, and every few days it was always back to chicken nuggies. In between, I'd occasionally have like P-mail bacon, small sausages, hot dogs, or hamburgers, sometimes spaghetti with garlic bread, and that's about all I ate, on rotation. Sounds like a pretty picky child, huh? However, now, as an adult, I'm pretty adventurous. I get genuinely excited and jump up and down in the grocery aisle if I see something neat that I want to try. Ask my partner, he'll testify. I literally scared the crap out of a Walmart employee once, gasping so hard when I saw that they had the Hot Ones Pringles. I'm excitable. Food makes me excited. Everyone that still knows me from when I was younger comments on my efforts to expand my taste palette. Not to brag, but it is impressive compared to how limited I started. I can eat spicy food now. I actively like and seek out new cultural foods. And all of this to say, I was thinking about it, and I don't think I ever actually was a picky eater. I just had learned that I didn't like things because the versions of them I was presented with were not good. It's not like I didn't like more ethnic foods, it was that the sampling of them that I'd experienced were not made well. So I internalized it as a fact that I just don't like that thing. And until proven otherwise, I was going to stick to the things that I knew I liked because why would I subject myself to foods that I think I don't enjoy? There are plenty of foods that I don't like, that I know I actually don't like. But this is where being subject to depressing foods comes in. I ate such a limited menu as a child because my mother is actually a saint. She raised a child as stubborn as she is, and I wasn't spoiled in that I ever expected her to make separate meals just for me. I fully accepted the consequences of not eating food that was given to me at the dining table. I was prepared and expected, based on what television had taught me, that I should go to bed hungry. But my mother wasn't having that. She wouldn't let me go hungry, and she'd make extra sides or meals to swap around whenever she was otherwise going to make food that I didn't like. Luckily, nuggets and fries are as easy as throwing a tray in an oven for half an hour, so it's not like it was a huge effort to satisfy me. Like, I'm not asking her to cook lobster for me or anything, but it was more than most other parents, I think, would allow in their kids. The food that I learned I didn't like were mostly foods that I didn't like as much, which is what narrowed down my meal spectrum so much. Like, if you put all foods in a competitive bracket system, the ones that I ate constantly were those that beat out the others and were in the final brackets. Then when I got a little older and added more or new foods to the system that were made poorly, they still lost out and I kept to my defaults in the winning brackets. What I prefer to eat directly correlates to how depressing I find a food to eat. I was a picky eater because those foods were safe and made me a generally happier person when it came to meal times. Now that I'm older in a shared house with other people and currently have less control over my meals and what they are and their preparation, I'm kind of regressing. I get presented with meals that I don't want and it makes me bummed to have to force myself to eat them. So I'm defaulting back to not relying on them, choosing to prepare my own, you guessed it, chicken nuggies and fries instead. I'm learning that my response to things isn't because I'm a picky eater. I never was a picky eater. I just wanted good food.